overall net carb fiber protein ratio is 4, 2.5, 2.5. So not all that great. It has a fair bit of carbs in it, but it makes the list because of sulforaphane. Now, sulforaphane is widely known as an anti-cancer. Okay, so the Asia Pacific Journal of Cancer has proven that sulforaphane definitely has some powerful effects when it comes to mitigating cancer, but that's not really why I'm talking about it. Sulforaphane has a powerful effect on the gut. Okay, so here's an interesting study. It took a look at people that consumed broccoli sprouts versus alfalfa sprouts in the exact same amount. They found that those that consumed the broccoli sprouts had a significant improvement in overall gut motility, bowel movements, and overall intestinal health. Okay, that's because of the sulforaphane. So what we're after here is trying to get as much overall gut motility and movement as we can with the most minimal amount of actual fiber and carbs coming in from veggies. The other thing that we have to look at is the cruciferous component, okay, especially for men. Cruciferous vegetables convert into something known as indole-3-carbinol and diindole-methane within the body. That is something that combats excess estrogen, or rather it helps you metabolize the estrogen. Okay, it helps your liver metabolize the excess estrogen, so you have less aromatization, you have less potential puffiness and potential fat storage from that estrogenic method. Anyhow, let's not dive into that too much. I want to move into the next. Now this next one is wild, and it doesn't even really need a macronutrient breakdown because it doesn't really have it too much, and that's chlorella. Chlorella makes the list predominantly because it is so convenient. Okay, chlorella is something that you consume in a powder form, you consume in a tablet form, extremely rich in chlorophyll. That's what's giving it that green, like really dark green look. Okay, very, very, very powerful antioxidant, but more so than that, we also have a nice overall vitamin profile. So if you're on a ketogenic diet, you're probably losing a fair bit of energy-producing B vitamins because you lose water. Okay, you tend to urinate a lot on a ketogenic diet. So in the case of vitamin B12, you lose a lot of that. Well, we have 300% the daily recommended allowance of vitamin B12 in just one simple serving of chlorella. So it's great for that, but more important than that, if you're consuming seafood and you're consuming foods that are somewhat processed, you might need help chelating the excess heavy metals. Okay, so like if you eat tuna, yes, there's going to be mercury in tuna. We know that. Okay, well, it turns out that chlorella chelates to those metals and helps you pass them through. So it can contribute to sort of cleaning up the body if you want to look at it like that. One of the big reasons that I like chlorella is even though it doesn't have carbs or anything like
Ну это и есть оно самое. В чем проблема дальше?
like that, it has a tiny bit of omega-3s in it coming from that algal form, that algae form. So it's a pure, really powerful omega-3 that really supports the brain. Very important on a ketogenic protocol. But one of the things that I like to focus on too with chlorella is it's such a powerful antioxidant. It's been shown in some case studies to improve LDL levels. Now, it's going to improve the LDL levels because it's going to potentially reduce the oxidation oxidized LDL. Okay, oxidized LDL is the thing we have to worry about. Sure, we can have some concern over LDL, but on a ketogenic diet, it's not uncommon for your LDL levels to go up a little bit more because you're consuming more fats. What we don't want is that LDL to be hanging around in the body for a long time, getting oxidized by reactive oxygen species. So we need to neutralize that. So what this does is it's going to end up coming in and potentially neutralizing those reactive oxygen species, making it so we run less of a risk of that LDL becoming oxidized. Now, I do have a solid recommendation for Chlorella. I put a link down below for a company called Energy Bits. I've known Catherine over at Energy Bits for a really long time, long before keto was ever even popular, but I've been using it for a very long time simply because whether you're keto or not, Chlorella is just a very convenient way. So they have it in really cool little tabs that you can bring in a pack with you, and you just take Chlorella tabs. You pair it with your meals, you take it on the road, you take it just when you feel like you need it. There's also some immune boosting properties. So when you're traveling and you're trying to get your greens in, it's better than having to mix up some kind of like green drink or anything like that. Those have their place, but I would much rather be able to take a Chlorella tablet that can potentially help me with neutralizing toxins and help me with the overall just reactive oxygen species that are in my body that are a result of traveling. So when you're on the go, things like that, that's why it makes the list. Super convenient. So special link down below. You can save some money by using that link down below as well. So make sure that you check Energy Bits out after you finish watching the rest of this video. This next green makes the list because it has a unique compound in it that once again is good to, well, kind of get things moving, okay? So the overall ratio on this one is going to be 4-3-1, which isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. But you don't need much. Much of it. It's phenol. See, what phenol is going to do for you is it has something in it called anethol. And this anethol is an antispasmodic. So what that means is it's going to keep the intestinal wall from spasming up. What that means is you're going to be able to have things move a little bit smoother. When your muscles in your intestinal tract lock up, that's when you become constipated, and that's when you have issues. So if we can simply kind of nudge them to just be a little bit looser, then things move along a little bit better. I say this kind of like a broken record because when you're on keto, yeah, you tend to kind of combat a little bit of constipation if you're not getting a lot of your hydration in and things like that. For what it's worth, anethol also has a bunch of anti-cancer effects, but we don't need to go into detail in that video. There's just some very interesting studies coming out there. The next one on the list is spinach, and it's on the list because it's so dang easy to get. But more important than that, it does have loads of vitamin A, which is very, very important on keto. Also, of course, has a good amount of vitamin C. Also has a ton of vitamin K, which is going to ultimately help magnesium do its job, but also help calcium get into the bones where it needs to go, and also allows vitamin D to do its job a little better. So just a lot of benefit there. But one of the reasons that it's is simply because even when it's heated and cooked down, it tends to preserve a lot of its overall mineral value and vitamin value. So you can cook that sucker up and get a concentrated amount of it and really just be off to the races. So I usually recommend cooking up a little bit of spinach, putting in your eggs, because 1 cup of spinach cooked is like that much. At the end of the day, what we're really after is what actually gets in our body. And when you're cooking most vegetables, you're losing a lot of vitamins, you're losing a lot of minerals. So spinach is easy to get, it retains its vitamins, and it works perfect on keto with probably the best ratio of 1, 2, and 3. Lots of protein in that sucker. As always, I'll see you tomorrow.
Didn't work with
Полезная. Рожденные. какая-то есть? Нет, есть, нет.